Right now, Madison city leaders speak out after a surge in gun violence. 3 shootings in 3 days, including one that injured a dozen people. Plus, another judge throws her hat in the race for the open Wisconsin Supreme Court justice seat as the court could again shift its balance. And jury deliberations begin in Hunter Biden's federal gun trial. The evidence jurors have to consider before a verdict is rendered. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10.
The violence in Madison is not acceptable, and it is not the Madison that we all know and love.
3 shootings in less than 3 days have city leaders concerned in Madison after a rush of gun violence that started Friday morning with the first shooting, ending last night with a third. And those shootings sending a total now of 14 people to the hospital, leaving 1 man dead. 12 of those people were hurt in a single shooting. Police had originally said 10 people were hurt when someone opened fire early Sunday morning during a rooftop party at the Lux apartment in downtown Madison on Johnson. Today, that number was increased to 12. It could have been many more, though. Police say 250 people were attending a rooftop party at the time. No arrests have been made. Then late last night, police found 2 people with gunshot wounds on Madison's east side. Officers were in the area of Trafalgar Place and Andrew Way after getting a shots fired call. 1 person was treated and released. The other remains in critical condition at a local hospital. Police believe that shooting was targeted and identified people of interest, but no arrests have been made. And police continue to investigate the deadly shooting early Friday morning on Williamson Street that left a 27-year-old man dead. Police believe that shooting was targeted, but again, no arrests have been made in that case either. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway joined Police Chief Sean Barnes at a press conference this morning addressing these shootings. She said it snapped a streak of what had been weeks without officers responding to any shootings.
Before Friday, Madison had no reports of shots fired for 5 straight weeks. That should be the norm in Madison. This is a moment for us to refocus our efforts on ensuring that the circumstances that lead to gun violence don't happen in the first place.
Now, the shooting at the Lux apartment happened during a rooftop patio party the complex says was unauthorized. Our Maddie Heimsch has more on the issues surrounding the security of the complex and the safety of residents moving forward.
More than 400 911 calls have been made from the Lux apartment complex since 2016. Now, we don't know the reason for each call, but according to online reviews, complaints about a lack of building security go back more than 5 years.
There's only one security door, so as long as you pass that, there's no elevator key tap thingy. As long as you're in the building, you're pretty much, you can go anywhere.
The Lux is owned by an international housing company called Yugo. Yugo owns 110 properties across 9 countries. Alderman Mike Verveer, whose district covers the neighborhood of the Lux, tells me he believes the global conglomerate owning student housing in Madison is not best practice for creating a safe housing environment for students.
I'm quite confident that if that local property owner had not sold this property several years ago to an international company, that we would not have seen the tragedy that occurred on Saturday night.
Verveer says that in his experience, properties managed locally are in turn managed carefully.
Most of the time, there's usually just someone propping the door open. There's not really a whole lot of security, especially at night. There's not really any security guards or anything like that. So if someone wants to get in the building, they can get in the building.
Lux resident Julian lives on the 10th floor. He says he's glad his lease is coming to an end.
I'm not even mad about the kids who are, yes, it's on them, but it's about the apartment responsibility, I think. How are they not aware of the fact that there are 200 kids literally on the rooftop and there are gunshots,
He showed me the app he uses to let guests in remotely.
You swipe to unlock. I can open it right now.
In a note to residents Monday, the Lux management wrote, quote, "We understand that you may have questions or concerns about how the incident occurred, and we are committed to transparency and communication throughout the process."
And that was our Maddie Heimsch reporting. A reminder that the news doesn't stop while you're asleep. All 3 of those shootings happening late at night or early in the morning hours. But you were the first to find out with a push alert from us through our Channel 3000 mobile app. Download it for free so you never miss a breaking news story. Sunny and mild start to the work week. Warmer temps are right around the corner. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano tracking what you need to know in his first warn forecast. Jacob.
Thanks, Eric. Today was a very nice day. Once again, highs were in the lower 70s, a few 60s closer to the lake. And right now we are a little bit chilly, and it will be a night that temperatures will drop a little bit below average, as we are going to see lows kind of in the upper 40s, as we are going to see clear skies, which do allow those temperatures to drop a little bit further down. So overall, we'll have a low of around 49, but we're not going to see really any cloud cover. But as we get into the daytime tomorrow, that's going to change just a little bit. We are going to see clouds roll in during the morning, and then we have a line of showers, possibly a few storms rolling in, starting in the western portion of our area in the late morning. And then through the early afternoon, that line of storms will dissipate a little bit, but we still could see some scattered showers, maybe a few storms, but the storms will be very isolated and very quick. The severe weather risk is very low tomorrow as well. This will continue through the afternoon. By the evening, it looks like this round of showers will clear out. But that's not the only chance of rain this week. In fact, we have an alert day for Thursday, kind of like Wednesday night into Thursday. Not expecting it to be as bad during the afternoon and evening. This will mostly be Thursday morning alert day. So I'll talk more in detail about that coming up a little bit later.
Jacob, thank you. The Democrat who led the Wisconsin Elections Commission during the 2020 election was unanimously elected to lead the bipartisan panel once again. Ann Jacobs was the only commission member nominated to serve as chair, a position she held from 2020 through 2022. Now, the commission administers and enforces election law, but elections themselves are run locally by election clerks. Jacobs' role allows her to certify results. She came under attack by Republicans in 2020 who called on her to resign after she certified Wisconsin's presidential election. While Jacobs serves as chair of the commission, the top elections official remains Megan Wolf, who also has been targeted with false claims of election fraud since the 2020 election. A liberal Dane County judge is entering the race for retiring Justice Ann Walsh Bradley's seat on the Wisconsin State Supreme Court. Judge Susan Crawford launching a campaign in hopes to keep a 4-3 liberal majority on the bench. The court shifted from a conservative to liberal majority following the election of Justice Janet Protasiewicz last spring. With Walsh Bradley now retiring soon, it could shift back. In a statement this afternoon, Crawford saying, quote, "For the first time in years, we have a majority on the court focused on getting facts right, following the law and protecting our constitutional rights. We cannot risk having that progress reversed," end quote. Now, just one other candidate is declared in this race, conservative Waukesha County Circuit Court Judge Brad Schimmel, who you may recall served as Wisconsin's Attorney General from 2015 to 2019 under then Governor Scott Walker. Next at 10, 7 individuals were honored by the American Red Cross of Wisconsin for their acts of heroism throughout southern Wisconsin. These individuals were selected based on how they uphold the values of the Red Cross's humanitarian mission, leaving an impact on the communities they serve. And they were honored today right here at the Legend at Bergamot Golf Course in Oregon for the Southwest Heroes Golf event, which includes a silent auction and reception. Now, one of the honorees is Sam Cook, a lieutenant firefighter with the City of Madison Fire Department. He's also the president of CC Cattle Company, a company he founded that helps families battling food insecurity have access to fresh meat, something not usually found at food pantries. You may recall News 3 Now profiled Sam in a Do Something Good segment in 2023. He says during the pandemic, the fire department would host community food drives, but people would always ask if they had fresh meat or protein to give out.
So having a passion for charity work and having grown up on a farm myself, the wheels started turning, and I started thinking, like, is there a way that somebody could do this and run strictly off of donations and fundraising and not have to sell cattle to make a profit, but to then donate the meat and hopefully help with the more than 400,000 people that are struggling with food insecurity in Wisconsin.
Cook says last year, CC Cattle Company donated 7,000 servings of beef to Second Harvest Food Bank. For the work, he was named Red Cross Community Impact Hero. New at 10, the United Nations Security Council has approved a resolution for a permanent ceasefire and the release of hostages in Gaza. That proposal, put forward by the U.S., calls for a, quote, permanent end to hostilities between Israel and Hamas. The plan also calls for the return of deceased hostages' remains and the exchange of Palestinian prisoners. Also included is a multi-year reconstruction plan for Gaza, which has been largely destroyed due to the fighting. The fate of President Biden's only surviving son, Hunter Biden, is now in the hands of a jury in the first family's home state of Delaware. The 54-year-old first son is accused of lying about his drug use on a federal form when he bought a gun in 2018. Erica Brown reports on where deliberations stand.
The jury in the federal firearms trial of Hunter Biden went home for the night after deliberating for about an hour. President Biden's son is charged with 3 felonies in the case. At issue is whether he was an unlawful user of drugs or addicted to them when he checked off no on a gun purchase application in 2018. Prosecutors say Hunter Biden was in the throes of an addiction to crack at the time. The defense worked to convince the jury that he did not then consider himself an addict.
The point is to have a jury who can go in there, look at the jury instructions, listen to all of the evidence, and then make a determination.
During closing arguments, the prosecutor told jurors the people sitting in the gallery are not evidence. First Lady Jill Biden and other members of Hunter Biden's family were sitting in the front row. Defense attorney Abby Lowell said prosecutors failed to prove their case, arguing his client was not using or addicted when he filled out the federal background check form.
The argument that the defense made basically boils down to, well, if, he didn't actually have a crack pipe in one hand at the time he was filling out the form with the other hand, then he's innocent. He actually had to be using drugs at the moment he filled out the form.
The defense rested its case without calling Hunter Biden to the witness stand. Jury deliberations are set to resume Tuesday morning. Erica Brown, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
Well, check out this major headache for those traveling through Wyoming. A large chunk of State Highway 22, a critical connection between Idaho and Wyoming, wiped out in a landslide over the weekend. That's a major highway near Grand Teton National Park, which is expected to be very busy this summer with tourists. The good news is a temporary detour could be ready to open in a matter of weeks, but the DOT says there is still no firm timeline for when construction on permanent repairs could begin. More local stories are still ahead tonight at 10. You may have noticed some bright red lanes being painted on some of Madison's roads, what they mean and how they could eventually help with commute times. Stay with us.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. Trust your home with RG Heating and AC.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard to get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love, like men's Carhartt Force Gear, 25% off. 80-count Victor Allen's brew cups, just $20.99. $60 off this DeWalt shop stool with casters, $99.99. And save $40 on a DeWalt 6-gallon wet or dry vac, $79.99.
Find value at Glenn's Farm and Fleet.
Madison, a new era in golf has arrived. Introducing TPC Wisconsin, an elite golf club with worldwide privileges. Contact TPC Wisconsin today for your exclusive membership.
Broadway has arrived. See the best of Broadway. Subscribe at overture.org.
All month long here on Buzzed in Madison, we are celebrating Wisconsin farmers. That's right. This week, we're headed to Jazzy Jerseys in Lodi, and just maybe you'll get to see Lily right here on Buzzed in Madison. WISC TV3.
Get a great deal and do a great deal of good when you shop at Habitat Restore. From furniture and decor to appliances and building materials, we've got everything you need for your next project. Shop our convenient East and West locations today.
When a crane collapsed during construction of a Major League sports stadium, 3 workers lost their lives. Their widows called us. When maintenance workers were permanently injured by an industrial accident at a public utilities power plant, the 7 injured workers called us. When a factory exploded, injuring dozens of workers, 18 victims, including all 3 families of men who lost their lives, called us. Because Wisconsinites know who to call when it's a must-win scenario. They call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
We're so excited to welcome Retta to the Jennifer Hudson Show. And Parks and Rec fans are the real deal.
We used to find out from fans if we got picked up.
Plus, my chats with some of the biggest names in music.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10. Moving forward.
Governor Tony Evers announcing he'll be requesting another $800 million increase in state support for the universities of Wisconsin. Governor Evers says the increase would prevent further staff and faculty layoffs, campus closures, and program cuts and consolidations. The announcement comes as 5 UW campuses have announced closures. The UW system will be submitting its budget request this fall as the governor prepares his 2025 to 27 executive budget, which will be introduced early next year. Well, if you've been on some major Madison roads recently, you may have looked to the pavement and asked, what's with the bright red rectangles? The answer is Bus Rapid Transit. That's the long-term project that intends to allow more frequent service. The red sections you're seeing are the bus lanes, and the tall platforms are the stops right there. The system is starting with a west to east line from Junction Road to Easttown, but many more routes will be added over time. The goal of BRT is to give people a new method for their commute.
We hope that the BRT system will be faster and better than the transit system that we have today. It'll give people more and better options to travel across town.
A second BRT line is proposed to run north-south. Well, for 100 years, the American Heart Association has fought heart disease and stroke through volunteer work, and now the organization is celebrating its centennial anniversary. And to celebrate, the association is launching Bold Hearts, which honors its history and the work of all of its volunteers. The organization brings together millions of volunteers across the country who work in collaboration with 2,900 employees. The FDA and Department of Justice are teaming up to fight against the sale and distribution of illegal e-cigarettes. They've created a task force to target the issue. It'll include the U.S. Marshals Service, the Federal Trade Commission, and other agencies. The group will enforce tobacco laws, and if broken, can result in felony convictions and criminal fines. The creation of this new task force comes after the FDA issued more than 1,000 warning letters to several distributors and manufacturers for illegally selling or distributing unauthorized tobacco products. Microsoft and Google will offer free or discounted cybersecurity services to rural hospitals across the U.S. It's a bid to make them less vulnerable to cyber attacks. Microsoft says it'll provide free security updates for eligible rural hospitals and security assessments and training for hospital staff. Google will offer free cybersecurity advice to rural hospitals. The government says the number of ransomware attacks against the U.S. healthcare sector increased by a whopping 128% in 2023 compared to the year prior. Apple is taking a splash into the world of artificial intelligence in a bid to boost iPhone sales. At Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference today, the company announced plans to partner with ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Apple unveiled its first batch of generative AI tools for its mobile operating system, powered by what it calls Apple Intelligence. The AI technology can help users seek information, answer questions, and enhance their writing. The AI also can be used to enhance photos and videos. Apple CEO Tim Cook said the goal is to personalize AI tools for Apple users while prioritizing privacy. Disney is showing off a preview of its first ride dedicated to a black princess, opening later this month at the Magic Kingdom. Splash Mountain has been changed to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, inspired by the movie The Princess and the Frog. The structure of the log flume ride hasn't changed, but the theme has been completely redone. The original Splash Mountain attraction featured characters from Song of the South, a 1946 Disney movie long criticized as racist for its stereotypical portrayals of African Americans and a romanticized view of the antebellum South. Tiana's Bayou Adventure will open to the public on June 28th. Time for another check of your First Warn forecast. Here's meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know for the rest of this week. We are going to see a few showers Tuesday with some thunderstorms possible Wednesday night into Thursday. But starting Wednesday and continuing really for the foreseeable future, we are going to see warm temperatures with highs in the 80s most days looking beyond Wednesday. Now, we do have that alert day in the forecast also for Wednesday night into Thursday morning, where we could see some strong to severe storms. There is a small chance that some of those storms could last into Thursday afternoon, but we're mostly looking at the possibility of severe weather during the morning hours Thursday. So right now, our area is completely clear. We can see that system beginning to move closer to Wisconsin, but still pretty far out west across the Great Plains. But this system is actually what's going to impact our area tomorrow. Now, it will strengthen a little bit out near Iowa, but as it enters Wisconsin, it's going to dissipate just a little bit. And as it moves through southern Wisconsin, it's only going to bring a few light showers. maybe an isolated storm or two, but there really is no severe weather risk tomorrow, but some showers are still possible nonetheless during the afternoon. But if it does rain, it will be very brief. By the time we get to the evening and certainly the overnight hours Tuesday, we are looking dry. Now, looking at a full temperature forecast for tomorrow, we are going to have highs in the lower 70s. We'll see cloudy skies most of the day with some sunshine possible closer to sunset. Now, as we go into Wednesday night, that's a little better chance of some showers and storms. Now, we could see some rainfall west of Dane County during the evening Wednesday, but most of the rain will move in overnight Wednesday into early Thursday. And this line of storms could definitely produce some severe weather as it moves to the southeast. But again, this is mostly going to be a morning severe weather risk. During the afternoon, there's a slight chance of a thunderstorm, but a better chance of some storms will happen during the morning. And because of the severe weather risk, that is why we have the alert day. Now, looking beyond rainfall, the big story after tomorrow is the temperatures are going to be much warmer. Highs will be in the lower 80s for Wednesday and Thursday, upper 70s for Friday and Saturday, but still a little bit above average. And then we're going to be consistently in the 80s and possibly even close to the lower 90s for a few days. Father's Day and the following Monday do look to be especially warm, likely going to see the warmest temperatures so far this year. Now, throughout next week, typically this happens, during the month of June and also when the temperatures are warm. We do have a chance of storms each day next week, but we obviously will have a little bit more clarity as to which days are the best chance for heavy rainfall. But right now, we just have a chance of storms from Father's Day through really the middle of next week. So it's going to be warm on Father's Day, but we could see some rainfall. Now, for the rest of this week, some showers for tomorrow. Wednesday looks to be dry during the entire day with that rain moving in overnight, and that will continue into early Thursday. The severe weather risk is the reason we have the alert day. And then for Friday and Saturday, it is looking dry with some storms possible Saturday night. And then on and off storm chances really throughout much of next week, as we are likely going to see the warmest temperatures of the year so far. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Need a new roof? Then you need the experts at Feldco. When you work with the experts at Feldco, you're getting a team of local roofing professionals dedicated to one thing above all, your delight. You're also getting quality materials, extreme care, and a deep attention to detail, all without breaking the bank. Right now, get 30% off roofing with no interest until 2026. Trust the experts. Trust Feldco. Your home will thank you for it. 30% off roofing ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I did know that back pain, foot pain come along with the job of waiting tables.
This is Tony.
Things that I've tried have failed.
And this is Tony's Good Feet story.
Before my arch supports, I felt defeated. But since getting the arch supports from the Good Feet store, I have had no pain, which still is kind of crazy to me. I'm more positive. It's like opening up a whole new life, like sunshine coming out. I would recommend it to anyone. You've tried everything that's not working, give it a try.
See how we can help you too at the Good Feet store.
Shop from the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. All with Bergstrom's negotiation-free upfront pricing, including our exclusive 7-day price protection and money-back guarantees. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromChevrolet.com.
Why choose between that new deck you've been wanting and that vacation you've been dreaming about? Get both. A deck that outlasts wood 3-to-1 and up to a 7-day vacation on one of the top cruise lines or at one of our hundreds of resorts with no blackout date restrictions. Call now or visit the website for your new deck today.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear-gassing citizens and staging a photo op. We knew Trump was out of control when he was president. Then he lost the 2020 election and snapped, desperately trying to hold on to power. Now he's running again, this time threatening to be a dictator, to terminate the Constitution.
If I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Trump wants revenge, and he'll stop at nothing to get it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The quest for a state championship is still alive for the Sun Prairie East boys baseball team. Today they took on Hudson in the Division I quarterfinal at state. Sports Director Zach Hanley has more on today's game from Appleton.
Welcome to Fox City Stadium, the site of the state baseball tournament and the home away from home for Sun Prairie. It's the Cardinals' WIAA record 18th trip to state, the first as Sun Prairie East. Hudson standing in their way for a trip to the D1 semifinals. Third inning, Cardinals up 2-0, and Isaac Wendler adds to it. He rips one through to make it 3-0 Sun Prairie East. Now Hudson would tie this thing up, but in the bottom of the 7th, Drew Kavanaugh plays hero. Bases loaded, and he hits one too hot to handle. Luke Dam scores, and the chase is on. Cardinals win in walk-off fashion. 4-3 is your final.
That's what you dream of as a little kid, especially I've been raised and lucky enough to watch Sun Prairie come down here and win a bunch of state championships. I got a little greedy right away, almost swung at a curveball in the dirt, but I just knew I had to make contact and let everything play out, so it felt really good.
I slid into home, and then I was thinking, oh, I got to get up and celebrate still. My hand cut open a little bit, but that's going to be fine for the next game. I was just really excited, and it's a great moment to be in.
They say the first one is the hardest at state, and Sun Prairie East just got that one out of the way. 2 more wins, and the Cardinals add another state title to their already impressive collection. At Fox City Stadium, Zach Hanley, News 3 Sports.
All right, Zach, thanks. Brewers opening a series at home against the Toronto Blue Jays. And they wouldn't have any trouble against the struggling Jays. They trailed early 1-0 until solo home runs from Jackson Churio and Willie Adames helped lead Milwaukee to a 3-1 win. That extends the Brewers' lead in the NL Central. We're obviously having some video issues here. That extends their lead in the NL Central now to a full 7 games over the idle Cubs, Cards, and Reds. They'll do it again same time, same place tomorrow. All right, after spending 2 years as head coach for the Los Angeles Lakers, former Bucks player and assistant Darvin Ham is returning to Milwaukee. During his time in L.A., Ham went 94-70. That included a trip to the Western Conference Finals. Ham returns to Milwaukee now, where he helped the Bucks win as an assistant back in 2021, the world title. He's also has a good relationship with many of the key players now on the roster, including Giannis. And we'll be right back.
Get an 11% rebate on everything for your next project at Menards. Dutch Boy Exterior Stain and Sealer provides 1 coat protection and repels rain after 4 hours of application, saving you time and money. A gallon is $31.99 plus 11% rebate. Finish your wood projects with Cabot Australian Timber Oil. It's perfect for decks, siding, and outdoor furniture and provides maximum penetration and water repellency. A gallon is $49.98 plus 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $200 at Walmart, over $300 at LensCrafters, and over $200 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird. With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. The value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. You get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
Are you happy with your lawn? At Natural Lawn of America, we believe a healthy, safer lawn is closer than you think. Our trained technicians will help your lawn build natural defense against weeds and pests. In addition to fertilizing and weed control, we offer core aeration and overseeding, with our proprietary blend strengthening your lawn, bringing air to the root soil and naturally crowding out weeds. Natural Lawn of America, your direct route to a healthier lawn, safer lawn care naturally. Call today for a free quote.
All month long here on Buzzed in Madison, we are celebrating Wisconsin farmers. That's right. This week, we're headed to Jazzy Jerseys in Lodi, and just maybe you'll get to see Lily right here on Buzzed in Madison. WISC TV3.
It's only paint.
It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm 82.
86.
90 years young.
Eric Hovde thinks people like us shouldn't be able to vote.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Son, I've served this country. I think I can handle a ballot.
What a jerk. Eric Hovde, I'm fully aware of whom I'm voting for, and it won't be you.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
A new study suggests that wild African elephants may use calls similar to the personal names that humans use to address each other. Researchers used a machine learning model to analyze recordings of hundreds of elephant calls. They found that the sound of the calls varied depending on which elephant the call was targeting. Recordings of those calls were played back to some of the elephants, and the animals responded more strongly to calls that were directed at them over those that were originally directed at another elephant. The study's author said the research shows more about elephants' cognitive abilities. We knew they never forgot, but we didn't know really how smart they were. Jacob's back, final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we could see some rain tomorrow. Going to be pretty light, though, and then we're going to be dry by the time we get to the evening. And for Wednesday, we'll be dry for much of the day with the chance of storms overnight into early Thursday. And the alert day conditions are for the possibility of severe weather Thursday, especially during the morning. Now for Friday and Saturday, we are going to be dry. Temperatures will drop a little bit compared to the middle 80s that could be in the forecast for Wednesday and Thursday. And then for Father's Day and the beginning of next week, we're going to likely see the warmest temperatures of the year so far. Wouldn't surprise me if a few locations get into the lower 90s. And it's also going to be a little bit humid, so those heat index values will likely be in the 90s for much of our area. So definitely stay hydrated, but we've obviously seen worse, and we likely will see worse later this summer. We also have several on and off chances of rainfall throughout next week, so the warmth is coming.
All right, Jacob, thank you, and thanks for joining us, folks. For News 3 Now at 10, we hope you have a great Monday night.